Sup YouTube? I'm here to do my wrap up video of both Sony and Nintendo. Now, Sony dropped a lot of bombs yesterday, and that was before we actually knew the after effects. And people are still going to try to damage control the whole press conference. I know they are, but in a sense, let me explain what I have to explain. So yesterday I was really hyped when they showed Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3, but they revealed today that it's also going to be on the Xbox One. And then the conference as a whole, as far as the used games, and they said that they weren't going to do that, none of that DRM crap that Microsoft was doing. Basically, they were going to do the opposite, and they said that they weren't going to do the connections every 24 hours. That was also just really normal. You know what I'm saying? I was hyped at the moment, but I don't want people to kind of think that Sony was just mainly pulling all the stops. We were mainly excited because the console itself is not going to be just like the Xbox One. You get what I'm saying? So, Sony didn't pull up all the stops to bring up or get Kingdom Hearts 3 as well as Final Fantasy 15. And they didn't pull all the stops in order to have used games playing on their console. It's nothing that hasn't been done before. Let's put this on a regular playing field. If Microsoft never said that they were going to do this check-in every 24 hours, you have to do that in order to go online, and they said you can play your used games, would we all have reacted the same way? Ask yourself that. Exactly. We wouldn't have reacted the same way. That's why it's normal. So push all this hype around, away from the DRM. Yes, we are excited that an HD quote-unquote console will not be supporting this BS. But no, Sony wasn't pulling up all the stops for that. And don't think that they pulled all the stops for the next Kingdom Hearts 3 in a Final Fantasy 15 game. If you think that's what won their conference, no, because it's going to be on both the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. What we need to focus on are the games. What did they bring here? And that's up for the regular person to decide if they like Sony games more. So it's more of a preference thing of who won this year's E3. Now, dealing with the preference, I'm going to go into that a little bit later on, but let's go to Nintendo. Okay? Oh yeah, and the price point for the system is $400, which is good. So let's go to Nintendo. They show all the games that really appeal to me. Okay? Although the Mario 3D World game, I wish that it was a brand new 3D Mario, the same caliber as, the Mario Galaxy franchise, but the game still looks great. So I'm going to buy that day one. The game looks awesome, and it's just like 3D Land, and I love 3D Land. That is the best game to me on the Nintendo 3DS. They had Mario Kart 8, Bayonetta 2, Wonderful 101, Pikmin 3. They showed more gameplay footage of Xenoblade 2. And oh my goodness, that Smash Bros. Game, oh my goodness. They announced that Mega Man was going to be in the game, and the game looks great in HD. And the cel shaded fits just right for the Nintendo 3DS. The game looks good and amazing. Just hopefully it can be played competitively very well. Okay? So, if you're a Nintendo fan and you favor Nintendo games, the preference would have been skewed towards Nintendo, the Nintendo franchise, in the Nintendo Direct's press conference. Now, Nintendo doesn't really get off the hook there. Like I said, I wish it was something fresh or something new, or they would have gave a throwback to the Nintendo 64 3D Mario game. and Rare's new game that they've been teasing all of this time, saying there's going to be something that we all been waiting for, and now it's a Donkey Kong game. Yes, we like Donkey Kong. Yes, Dixie Kong is back in there and all that stuff. But I was hoping that Rare would be working on an F-Zero or Star Fox or something new that shows and flexes their potential as this new company that helps support Nintendo games. You get what I'm saying? Well, they're not new, but they're a pretty good company that just kind of, you know, shake things up again. I mean, shake things up a bit, in a sense, like Sakurai does with the Smash Bros. Kirby and the Kid Icarus title. You know what I'm saying? So, they don't really get off the hook either. They had some misses here and there, but I still appealed to their press conference one. Who won E3 for me? It would have to be Nintendo. And this year's E3, it was a little bit different because we actually had two contenders of winners. It was all depending on which games you like more. If you like Infamous and you like Killzone and all of those gritty games that appeals to the natural consumer, you would think that the PlayStation winning. Also, the pricing versus the Xbox One, which is $400, is really good. You would think that Sony won. I'm sorry, Sony. You would think that Sony won. But if you like Nintendo games and you like the Smash Bros. Series and all of those first-party games and third-party exclusives appeal to you, you would think that Nintendo won. Me, I thought that Nintendo won, and somebody else could say that Sony won. But please, if you're talking about winners and who won this year's E3, do not just base it off of, I'm trying to think, who showed off Kingdom Hearts 3 and who showed off Final Fantasy 15 first. You know what I'm saying? It's a multi-plat game. You know what I'm saying? It could be on the Xbox One or something like that. Anybody could have had that. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I thought that the two consoles, well, the conferences are awesome. Don't just buy one console, buy two. Get the Wii U. I know I'm going to be getting the Wii U and the PS4 because the PS4 is going to be the multi-platform game, as well as the Nintendo console is for the exclusive third-party exclusives as well as the first-party titles. So with that being said, I think that Nintendo did an excellent job on their behalf for the collective of games that they showed this year for the 3DS and the Wii U. And I think that Sony did an awesome job, but you know, for people to base it off of Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15, which are both multi-platform games, saying that it would be on the Sony console and then revealing that it's multi-platform, as well as the business practices of Sony that was implemented and should have been the base core of gaming. You know what I'm saying? As far as like you not having to connect every 24 hours or something like that. That's normal. You know what I'm saying? So, games wise, it just all depends on preference this E3. I think that Nintendo won. And stay tuned, later on in the week I will be talking about E3 and what games that appeal to me the most. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.